What's up, YouTube? Sorry for yelling. Those were the first words uttered into my new Motovlog setup here. Did a really brief test when I was in the house, and it sounded okay. Hopefully it sounds okay while I'm out actually on the road. Anyways, so again, what I'm doing here is taking a nice leisurely ride out to the dealership to pick up my plates. Got a notification yesterday, and a few minutes earlier had the message come through. I would have been able to pick them up on my way back home from camping, but no big deal. Give me some fodder here from which to sort of base this video on. But yeah, I've not ridden in I don't know, 3 or 4 days since I've again been out of town. But I got myself a little mount and a little chin mount for the GoPro and a little casing that houses the super overpriced GoPro audio dongle thing. And yeah, I don't know, we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, the old NC's just been chilling in the garage. Happy to get back on it. Got a nice day here today. And I don't know, for me, having a new bike is cool. For whatever reason, I don't like rolling around in the dealer plates. It just seems like the bike purchase is sort of not complete until I get my actual plates, so kind of excited about that. Otherwise, I don't know, what more can one say about this bike? A lot of opinions out there and everything, and I think the general consensus about it being a little bit boring but super practical and stuff, maybe kind of true. However, I didn't ride a ton really at all. So I started riding about 7 years ago. Got a new job, and one of the first things I did was get myself a motorcycle. And the very first time on two wheels, outside of a bicycle, was at the motorcycle safety course thing I did. And I tell you what, man, it was freaking scary, bro. I was freaked out even just idling. It was on like a little Honda, or rather a Yamaha 125 kind of dual sport thing. I forget what it was. And they just had us idle, release the clutch and let the idle pull you across the yard. And it felt freaking scary, it was rumbling around down there. It made me question what I was getting myself into, but by day 2 I was a lot more confident and ended up passing, obviously. Well, I passed on my first try, though not without some demerits or whatever. Like, I touched my foot on one of the U-turns, and then we have this, like, the swerve test, and you're supposed to not release the gas, and I did during my swerve test. We got a little bus action, community transit. Let's see if he'll wave to us. He doesn't know, but I know him. Let's see if he recognizes me. What's up, D-Pop? Hey. There we go. Tell you what, driving a bus, it's a thankless job, and you often get stuck dealing with scum buckets. But there are a lot of people that rely on the bus, and I'm happy to be able to say some good things about bus drivers and the bus and public transit, so I'll leave it at that. Anyways, getting on the highway here. Though, you know, not much highway. I'm still like, just now I reached down with my foot for the clutch shifter. It's still, you know, old habits, as they say. So, yeah. I'll get the blinker going, make my move here, and give it a little gas. Where's this guy going? There you are. Alright. Little standard mode. So when you really accelerate hard, it doesn't shift as fast. Which is nice. Even if I'm clunking around in 6th after having kind of babied it up to, you know, 45 or whatever it is, and then I blast on the gas, it drops down to 4th gear pretty quick. So, yeah, I mean, the DCT is pretty legit. Let's try sport mode here. Let me try that. See if this old, what is that, an Accord or something, wants to go on a little raceroo. Pretty much, yeah. Look at that Cybertruck. Wow. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. There it is. Yeah, again, it reminds me of my scooter, man. You just fucking hammer on the throttle. I'm not even going full bore. But because you're not bothering shifting, it just seems like it gets up to speed really quick. Speaking of up to speed, I don't know, I find this thing really easy to go to speed on, just because it's so smooth and kind of mindless, just tractoring on forward. Real stable. Never had a bike this big, so it just feels like it wants to go, and it's comfortable at higher speeds, and I have to adjust myself to that. Don't want to get pulled over or anything. Knock on wood, I've never had that happen before. But yeah, speaking of my limited experience riding a motorcycle, I'm quite limited in my regular old driving. Moved around a lot and spent some time in New York and actually Hawaii, so I just never got my license until I came back here in the Northwest, and this was 28, 27 when I got my license, so in total I've been only driving period for, you know, 10 years or whatever. So check this out. I'm in first. If I take off my brake, I'm not going anywhere. Neutral is the same. It seems like in first, when you're not moving at all, it does not engage or something. But I'm kind of cool with that. This makes it easier when I get home. I gotta do some jockeying around to get my bike parked in the carport, so not having to, you know, turn from first gear to neutral and back up and then turn it back to drive to pull forward as I K-turn around. It's kind of nice. But as you can see there, I'm getting a little bit close to having to put some gas in the tank. It'll be my first time getting the old girl some gas. Total 171 miles, not bad. But probably not going to do that this time. I'm a little sus of my GoPro's battery life. I got a Hero 7 Black or whatever, and it doesn't seem like it ever holds the battery that long. I got a half an hour or so. But hey, I tell you what, it has been nice getting, you know, comments and views and stuff on the YouTube videos. Yeah, it is. I'm not expecting to get millions of views or anything really, right? I've got a handful of videos on my channel. First few were just some woodworking videos I put up. And one got like 1,000 views, and that was pretty neat. But even a couple thousand, it's just kind of cool to imagine that people are sitting there watching your perspective and maybe getting some enjoyment or some, dare I say, knowledge or whatever it is. It's just kind of nice. As far as plans for the channel or whatever my future videos are, I'm certain that there's going to be another view on the bike here. I have some old footage a lot of old footage from my 300, my rally, and even my Beamer. And then a little tiny bit on the 500. But thinking maybe it might be cool to put together some stuff on those. Maybe a little couple of reviews of those past bikes. But yeah, in the words of old Walt Whitman, I am large, I contain multitudes, and as we all are, I like all sorts of stuff. It was a little, this is saying I was camping earlier. I'm into camping and backpacking. I have a pretty cool collection of tools and a rather cool collection of workout equipment that I think perhaps people might find interesting to see and maybe get, some impressions on. So, I don't know, if I start posting stuff like that and you're not into it, no hard feelings if you unsubscribe or if you don't watch or whatever. It's obviously no big deal. But if you do, yeah, thank you, I guess. So, yeah. But as far as this bike, again, I haven't ridden it really since that last video I put together where I just hopped on the highway, little POV view or whatever that was. I have a chest mount, GoPro chest mount that I used to film that one, but I don't know, I found the angle to be a little weird. So got the new setup here. Obviously back with that one I couldn't really talk. And a lot of wind noise. Hopefully we're not getting wind noise on this one. Sacrificing wind noise for my inane ramblings and hopefully not, at least some gross mouth sounds and breathing. I don't know. I put the mic on initially like right at my lips, and I scooched it over to the side because the little test shot that I did, it's kind of whack. You know what? I'm also hoping that I plugged in my frickin' mic. Let's see here. I think I did. Second guessing myself. No, I've got plugs in there. I think I got them. Please. That would be annoying. Noob mistake, but I think I'm good. Alright, let's get on over here. Get some gas. Whee! Hey, there's somebody. It's that guy riding. I can't tell, but I must say I don't approve of his choice of riding wear. Don't get me wrong, I've ridden in shorts and, just regular old clothes. However, that's mostly for just little trips around the neighborhood. I don't think I'd get on a highway without being a little bit more geared up. So, whatever, man. You do you, I suppose. I'm known to do some reckless things, but I don't know. So I kind of balance my choices on doing things that are kind of risky on my confidence that I'd be okay with it and my ability to handle stuff like that. I don't do reckless stuff just for the sake of doing reckless stuff. So, anyways, anybody else like Revit gear? I enjoy their stuff. I got the trench jacket, some Revit gloves. I'm wearing regular old jeans, so there you are. Big old fat hypocrite here. Alpine Stars boots. Boots are not going to win me any cool points. They are pretty dorky looking, moon boot-esque, but you know, it is what it is. Just wanted a relatively affordable boot to throw on and go back and forth to work for. Anyways, looking like we're here. Old Everett Power Sports. These guys have made a lot of money off of me over the last several years, but they're decent enough folks. It's always nice to keep the money in state, or rather, well, in state, yes, in county even better. So I guess that's about it, huh? So we're in neutral. Wheel kickstand down. There she is, just chilling. I got this little custom Honda keyring there from eBay. Couldn't find any OEM Honda stuff. I'm gonna keep all my stuff on this, as far as mods and whatnot, OEM. Alright, well, like I said, here we are. Time to get on over to the desk and pick up my plates. So that's it for today. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good one.